Good afternoon. It is so great to see everyone, and we often try at the Atlanta Youth Symphony to bring the world's great musicians to be among these outstanding young musicians. These often take the form of soloists and conductors and composers. Today we welcome a scholar, and this is one of the most preeminent scholars of musicology in the world today. We're so pleased to welcome Dr. Peter Burkholder from the Jacobs School of Music at Indiana University. His bio is in your program. You may need to know that he's one of the leading authors of music history in the world today, and considered by everyone in music history to be the leading expert on the life and music of Charles Ives. He's produced many articles, authored several books, and the most important book, I've explained to the students, is called A History of Western Music, which is an updated rewrite of what we've affectionately called the Grout Book, the most read and utilized book on music history in the world today. He is one of the most impactful and important and influential teachers on my life, both in my undergraduate years at IU and my graduate work. And we're so pleased to welcome to the stage Distinguished Professor of Musicology from the Jacobs School of Music at Indiana University, Dr. Peter Burkholder.
Thank you, Dr. Stewart. It's a great pleasure to be here. Charles Ives grew up surrounded by popular American music in his hometown of Danbury, Connecticut. His father was the leader of the town band, and Ives played drums and wrote marches for the band. He was a professional church organist from the age of 14, and he also wrote church anthems and organ music. He grew up very familiar with hymn tunes, popular songs, patriotic songs, Stephen Foster songs, and all the music that was used day to day in a small town in Connecticut. He also experimented with new ideas like polytonality, playing things in 2 or more simultaneous keys, because, as he said, why not? Why not write a piece in 2 keys at once, or a fugue in 4 different keys, or try out new chords or new rhythms? Ives later commented about these experiments: right or wrong, things like these, some hardly more than memos and notes, show how one's mind works. The only value, probably, of some of these things was that it gave the ears plenty of new sound experiences. It strengthened the ear muscles and opened up things naturally that later were used naturally and spontaneously. Then he went off to college at Yale and studied with a well-known composer, Horatio Parker. There he learned the great 19th century European tradition, and he wrote his first symphony, which sounds like Dvorak and shows that he was as much at home writing for the symphony as he was writing for his father's band, or playing hymns in church, or trying out experiments on the piano. He also earned a liberal arts degree and went on to work in business in New York City, co-founding one of the most successful insurance agencies in the country, developing the idea of estate planning and creating classes to train agents, which is an ancestor of the modern business school. He said that his life in business helped his music, and his work in music helped his business. Eventually, Ives developed into a very interesting modernist composer who blended all the different musical traditions he had encountered to create a new and distinctive kind of music. What we just heard to begin the concert, Overture in March 1776, was a bit of Ives in this modernist vein. But you probably heard bits and pieces of familiar musical styles and even some familiar tunes. It was also an overture, which is a classic symphonic form, so it blends all the parts of Ives' musical personality. Although he wrote it for theater orchestra, it works very well in this transcription for wind ensemble because it is about the sound of a band. The same is true throughout tonight's concert. Although all of this music was written for other instruments, it sounds great in arrangements for wind ensemble or band because he grew up the son of a bandmaster, hearing band music from a very young age, and he infused much of his music, even songs and orchestra pieces, with the sounds of bands playing.